Hello, this is Dr. Risa Snyder, and I'm jumping on today. It's Tuesday, another day here in my home. We have been self-quarantined for, I want to say, 15 plus days now. I don't even remember. It just feels like such a long time ago. It feels like a whole new world. The question I want to ask today, this is the question I've been asking myself, and I had to come to terms with this a long time ago, is are you getting addicted to stress? Right? And I want to talk a little bit about what that means, because I know the first thing we want to say is, no, I'm not. That's absolutely not happening for me. But I want to explain a little bit about what the body does. Now, our body is super intelligent, and if you're jumping on right now, please jump on and say hello and let me know. Are you feeling that rush sensation? Are you feeling those racing thoughts? Are you finding yourself feeling triggered up when you read the news or you look at social media or you have a conversation with a friend? Is that happening? And maybe before all of this new crazy unknown territory that we just stepped ourselves into, maybe you were leveraging your chemistry, leveraging your physiology, and leveraging cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine to get that last little thing done on your list, or to handle the obligations that landed on your plate, or to feel like you were showing up a little bit more for your family members. Maybe it felt like you were leveraging a slight edge, that you were like, what if I got a little something in me that could kick me into that next zone of genius so I can get all the things that I got to get done right now, help me to make decisions as quick as possible. And if that sounds a little bit like you, that definitely means that you've been probably using stress to your advantage. And maybe like me, for well over a decade, you were a stressaholic, that you thought that leveraging your chemistry, your physiology to give you that little extra got you to that next level. I know for me, I just thought that I was leveraging a little extra energy inside of my body. And for years, for over a decade, I was addicted to stress and I had no idea. It was literally the drug of choice for me, and I had no idea the level of impact it was going to have on me over time. And let me know if this can relate, if you relate to this, if this feels a little bit like you, because unknowingly, I didn't know. I honestly had no idea that I was slowly but surely burning myself into the ground. And it wasn't until it slapped me right upside the head when I literally couldn't do anything outside of get to work and crawl to the next activity that I realized that I had been using and manipulating my body's stress response system to my advantage. Now, right now, it's very challenging for us to not leverage and use up our stress response system, use up those stress response hormones. And I doubt a lot of you specifically, are using them for a slight edge. I'm sure that right now you're getting text messages from friends, text messages from family. I had my mom text me yesterday. Her boyfriend's sister has COVID-19 and she's not breathing well and she won't go to the hospital. And my mom is sending me these text messages about how worried and scared she is for her potential sister-in-law. And that lands on my plate, right? And that makes me anxious. That freaks me out a little bit about, oh my gosh, how close to home this is becoming. And so in these moments, it is no surprise that we are becoming more dependent and a little bit more addictive to our stress response system. And our brain, it's one thing to use these chemicals to our advantage and to use these chemicals to get out of a dangerous situation. I mean, that they're designed for that. But the other thing that happens is that your brain begins to really want to protect you. It's looking around, it's sensing the environment, and it's saying, ooh, that is a threat. This unknown is a threat. This circumstance is a threat, and we have to respond to it. So it's twofold. Either we're addicted to our chemicals, and we're using our chemicals to get by, and at the same time, we're retraining our brain. We're creating these deep grooves in our brain that says, threat. And what happens is every time you go anywhere near what the brain considers a perceived threat, the same cascade of chemicals get released every time over and over again. And I bet you're wondering, well, Dr. Marisa, what does that even look like? I don't even know when I'm in it. One of the key indicators to look at is how are you treating the people around you? All of a sudden, did you get a pile of emails and a pile of text messages and your list got this much bigger and you've got kids at home and you're not exactly sure what you're eating tonight, and all of a sudden you start to get real snippy snappy with your partner, with your team, with your kids? That's when we know the stress response system has been activated. Other things to be looking out for: your palms are sweaty, your heart is racing, you feel like there's this level of constriction that's happening. It doesn't feel expansive, it feels tight, it feels stuck. Your mind is racing, you're making very quick decisions, maybe you even freeze. I know that 2 weeks ago I was standing in the middle of my living room. I had plenty of things to be doing, but I just froze. I froze because I didn't know what was going to happen to my business. I froze because I didn't know what was going to happen with my family. I froze because I just didn't feel like I had a plan. And immediately my body knew exactly what that was, that sensation. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know what this is. I am so used to falling back into a stress pattern that I immediately recognized. And I thought to myself, how many other millions of people are feeling anxiety, are feeling stressed, are having a hard time going to sleep at night, are feeling like they are freezing in their tracks because they're not exactly sure what to do. And the thing that I know, that when you're in that state, it is really hard to come up with creative solutions. It is really hard to focus on our immune system, help support our bodies in a big way. We don't benefit, we don't win when we're in that level of survival. And so what I wanted to do for my 2nd year anniversary with 1.5 million downloads on the Essentially You podcast is I wanted to talk about the elephant in the room. You know, we're talking about the immune system, we're talking about the COVID pandemic, but are we talking about the pandemic that's happening in our homes, that's happening inside of our bodies, that's happening on every little cellular level? Every cell is trying to make decisions about whether it's in survival mode or it's in okay mode. It can continue to exist inside of the body. And when your cells have to make decisions about whether it's in always survival mode or it's in okay relax mode, it has to start making sacrifices. And that's when we start to lose our energy levels. We start to not become so productive. We start to feel anxious. We start to feel like we're dealing with brain fog and we literally don't know what to do. We're making reactive decisions versus creative decisions. So in this episode, not only do I go full tilt confession into what happened to me in my life when I lived in this state of stress all the time, 24/7, but also recognizing that given the circumstances, we're kind of being tossed in to this stress response system and our brain doesn't know what to do. Luckily, there's a lot that we can do, not only in the moment, but that we can do prophylactically. So like what we can do as a preventative response to ensure that we don't get stuck there. And there's 3 main strategies that I want to just quickly talk to you about right now. Number 1 is just recognizing. Now, this is not the easiest of the things I'm going to talk about, but the more that we can get in tune with what's going on with our bodies, the more that we can shift the way that our physiology is working, we can shift the way that the chemicals are being released, and we can send safety signals to the brain that says everything is okay. So awareness is number 1. Number 2 is breath. Because your brain cannot be, it absolutely cannot be in anxiety state, survival state, and relaxed state at the same time. It's one or the other. And we want to make sure that we're staying in that safe zone, relaxed state as much as possible. That's where we thrive. That's where our immune system is boosted. That's where our cells are working to our optimal potential. And that's where we come up with our most creative ideas. When we can breathe into a moment, we can release that stress and we can come up with things that are really going to serve us. So breath is number 2. Number 3 is feeling into our physiology. What is going on? Are we tense? Are we tight? Are we feeling like, do we even recognize that we've got a body here? I recommend just stepping outside or stepping out of your chair or wherever you're out, walking around and getting a sense of your present body. Once we can breathe into your body, we can notice it, we can shift the physiology because the attention to what you're focusing on has shifted as well. Now, I'm going to go into way more detail in how this impacts your immune system, how it impacts your metabolism. how you can do it with the use of essential oils inside of the new podcast episode. It is about 20 minutes long, give or take. I get really granular, but very efficient and giving you what you need to do. But in the meantime, in between time, if you aren't sure about what's going on with stress, if you're not sure, if you're getting tethered to those brain threat signals that are going on throughout the body, I recommend taking a moment on the hour, every hour, to just breathe. And I've got some incredible episodes on IG Live, on YouTube, walking us through meditations, walking us through breathwork exercises, because it's so important right now more than ever. I don't want us to come on the other side of this feeling like our bodies are in more disruption, feeling like we have turmoil inside of our system. I don't want you to experience hormonal imbalance because we couldn't get the stress response system under control. So I hope you have a chance to go and listen to the anniversary episode. I believe it's episode 170. I want to say it's 178 and 179. And it's on looking out for those addictions and what we can do to reset the system right now. So let me know, drop me a comment or drop me a DM if this is going to serve you. And if there's anybody that you know who's really struggling right now, who could use this level of support, who could use these beautiful tools and strategies, share the episode with them, share the video with them, so that we can start helping our friends and our family and the people that matter most to us manage these moments with a little bit more ease and grace, because I believe that we can show up so much bigger and we deserve so much more than living in a stressed survival state. All right, I just wanted to share that really quickly, and I'm just really proud of each and every one of you for showing up and for being so proactive and supporting your, not only your health, but also your stress levels. And I look forward to talking with you very soon later on this week. Bye.